In today's episode, I will debunk 4 myths about 5D consciousness. Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to my YouTube channel or my podcast. I'm your host and guide, Will Caminada, and I'm here to help you awaken, heal, and expand your consciousness. This channel and my podcast is all about offering you guidance and support on your journey of self-mastery. So if this is something you're interested in and my content resonates with you, please subscribe to my channel or to whatever platform you use. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at GuyWill, where I share exclusive daily content. And so first of all, we'll be talking about myths about 5D consciousness. If you have no idea what 5D consciousness is, don't worry, I have a whole series about 5D consciousness, so I'll put the playlist here and the link in the description as well if you want to watch these or listen to these series. And I also have a program called 5x5D with 5 modules that you can learn what the 5D level of consciousness is and how you can live a 5D living. But some of you may be aware or you might have heard this in different ways. So for example, Eckhart Tolle talks about the new earth, and Dolores Cannon talks about the shift. And this is the shift of the planet becoming a 5D planet and not a 3D planet. And we are already in this shift. The only thing is that the shift is not going to happen overnight. So think of yourself as well, like your awakening journey. It's a process. Your healing journey is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. And it's the same with Mother Earth. The being Mother Earth is going through this shift. So these myths that I'll share now is valid for now, based on the premise that planet Earth is not a completely shifted 5D planet. However, and this is something that I say, the level of consciousness, the 5D level of consciousness is already available for us to tap into. So there are 2 ways that we can see this. We can think of 5D planet, but we can also think of the level of consciousness that's not the limited 3D level of consciousness that we've been programmed to have. We were born with. We have the capacity to expand our consciousness. And this is what I mean when I say expand your consciousness. You're awakening from the 3D limited level of consciousness, what some people refer to as the 3D matrix, and then you're expanding your awareness, and you're not living as a human being, having a human experience, having a limited human experience. You're living your life as a human being, knowing that you are a spiritual being having a human experience, and that you are a multidimensional being. So having said that, here's myth number 1. You're completely detached from the 3D world. So again, for now, you're not going to be completely detached from the 3D world or the 4D world, because we are in the process of shifting. And when it comes to your individual awareness and consciousness, you will experience moments of 5D, moments of 4D, and you will still experience the 3D life. So the idea that you're going to expand your consciousness and you're gonna have a 5D life and you're not gonna be in touch with the physical world, or you're not going to have to deal with time and all of these things, it's a myth. You're still going to have to deal with the 3D world, but the difference is you know that you're not identified with the emotions, with the thoughts. You know where the drama is being played, or you're just not attached to the 3D matrix. That's the thing. You're still living a 3D life in a 3D world with an expanded awareness, and you're not stuck in the 3D matrix or even the 4D matrix. You can see that it's all a game. You can see things from a different perspective. Myth number 2, there will be a separation between 5D and 3D humans. The separation and divisiveness already exists. All right, so the idea that Earth will have this split, and Dolores Cannon talks about the split. Christine Day, the Pleiadian ambassador that I had as a guest on my podcast, talks about the split as well. But it's not like Mother Earth will be completely shifted and it will just expel all of the unawakened people. I personally believe that what's actually going to happen is the separation will become more and more apparent, and things that happened in the world that we may perceive as tragedy or a bad thing is actually part of the process. And in the future, the majority of humans will be more aware. And the ones that aren't willing to awaken, or the ones that are unconscious, and I say this without judgment because we've all been unconscious at some point. So the majority of humans will be aware of that. It will be consciously contributing to the shift, and eventually, when the planet is a complete 5D planet, the cells of this being that we call Mother Earth, which is us, will also be vibrating and will also be in this 5D planet with Mother Earth. And whoever is no longer vibrating in the same frequency, they will probably reincarnate in a 3D dimension, in a 3D planet or a 3D star. This is all part of the evolution. There's no necessarily good or bad. Those that will not make the shift, they are in their journey, and there is room for that. So the myth is this, that there will not be a separation and a war between 5D humans and 3D humans, because this separation and divisiveness already exists. It's just that it's gonna increase more and more, and maybe today the majority of humans are unconscious, but this will shift. Once this shifts, we will know that we are closer to the complete shift of 5D. Myth number 3, there is no past or future. For now, if you're watching this video in 2022 or sometime where you can still operate in the 3D world, there will be past and future. Yes, present is all there is all we've got, but for you to be able to navigate this human experience in the 3D world, you have to operate with this idea of linear space and time. There is a past, there is a future, there is geographical areas that you need to actually move your body and take a plane and go to. So for now, this is it, right? And until the planet has made the complete shift, we will deal with the linear space and time. And when it comes to time specifically, a lot of us are experiencing time in a very different way that doesn't feel as linear as it used to be. And I had a really fascinating conversation with Cynthia Sue Larson, where she talks about quantum jumps and time shifts and the Mandela effect. So I'll put the link here and in the description as well for you to watch that interview if you're interested in learning more about how time is changing. One of the biggest takeaways for me was that the experience of time is changing according to one's state of consciousness. So what that means is, if you are someone who feels like you're expanding your consciousness, the more present you become, the more 5D level of consciousness you're experiencing. And that's not to say you're never going to experience past, you're never going to remember anything from the past, or you're never going to think about anything in the future, but you're not attached to the past or the future. And all it does, it helps you become more present, and it gives you information of how you can live your life in the present moment to the fullest. And myth number 4, this shift will happen overnight like an Armageddon. Now, this is something that I've already mentioned, but the shift is not going to happen overnight. It's not going to be in 1 year or 2 years. It's a progress, right? And it takes time. And time, as we know, the linear time is so different to time in the higher dimensions, in the spiritual realm. So what we experience here is a very, again, limited experience of time, and it's very linear. So I don't know. I actually have a video that I talk about a channeled message that I got from the Pleiadians, and the question was, will we be a 5D planet by 2050? You can check that episode if that's a question that you also have. But one of the things they say, one of the things that the Pleiadians said in this channeled message is that we think that things will shift quickly, and they don't, but at the same time they kind of do. And then they gave the example of the Mayan end date of 2011, 2012, when a lot of people that were already awakened, they thought maybe something huge is gonna happen, and nothing really happened. Like nothing changed, right? The year began, and it's just another day. But today, 2022, when you look back 10 years ago, a lot of things have changed. A lot of things have evolved. You yourself have changed. Hopefully you have changed, and you have evolved, and you have healed. So I can't say for sure that it's not going to happen like an Armageddon, but I do believe that it's a myth according to the messages that I got. The shift happens progressively. Personally, if you ask me, my personal opinion, I think we're talking hundreds and thousands of years, because when you think about the age of Aquarius, for example, or the ages, right, the age of Pisces, they usually last 2,000 years. Okay, so we've been 2,000 years in the age of Pisces. Now we're going into the age of Aquarius. We've only just begun. I actually have a podcast about the age of Aquarius. If you want to listen, I'll put the links in the description too. But is it possible that the planet will shift into a 5D planet within those 2,000 years? Yes, it is, but I also feel like it's a little more than what we want. I think there's an aspect of the ego, of our ego, that wants things to be fast and wants things to be now, or in 2 years or 3 years or 10 years. But I do think that it's going to take a little longer. However, like I said, I do think that time is evolving, expanding as well. And if you are feeling that different relationship with time as well, that means you are shifting into a 5D level of consciousness. And this is the perfect time to say that the next episode, I'm going to give you 5 signs that you're shifting into a 5D consciousness. So stay tuned for this. Subscribe to my channel or my podcast so that you're notified of my next video. And that is it for now. The 4 myths of 5D consciousness. Please let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and also if you have any comments or any guesses. Like I said, it's a big topic. If you want to binge on my 5D series, I'll put the links in the descriptions, and also you can sign up to my program 5x5D. It's www.willcaminada.com/5D with a small letter. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram @GuyWill, and I'm also on the app Inside Timer. You can find me under my name, Will Caminada. And as always, keep shining your light, keep your heart open, and let love lead the way. I love you. See you in the next episode.